Hey guys, what up? It's been a little while, but I'm back now. So like life just happened and yeah. So I thought I would do a little get ready with me of like my makeup and how I do it usually for videos or if I'm going out. So, and also like a story time. So I'm going to tell you a little story of how I got this hair, how I ended up getting locks and dyeing it blonde. Um, and yeah, so of course, for me to do my makeup, I can't wear my glasses, but I also can't see. And I don't really have any contacts right now. I have a pair that are kind of crazy, like they're kind of like crazy color. I think I got it for some year of Halloween. So I'm gonna just use those. So excuse like the craziness. Because I'll probably look a little bit like a vampire. But yeah. So 1 second. Okay, so that didn't work. um okay, so I'm just gonna try and wing it because I don't really have a mirror to look into. I only have my phone. How I record is that it's front facing, so I can see myself. Which is probably why you see my eyes drift a lot. So I might get really close to the camera, so we're just going to wing it. Yeah, we're just gonna wing it. Also, this isn't like most get ready with me's where it's like I show you like, oh, this is what I'm wearing, this is how I apply it. I'll probably say a couple things, but since I'm doing like a story time, then I'm just gonna be talking about that because I'll probably forget, so I'm not even gonna try. So I guess let me get started. Okay, I do like to use primer. Also, one thing is that all of my products, I don't know a lot about makeup. All of my products I've either gotten from someone, maybe as a gift, or I've like saw it on sale, so I bought it. I'm really not a big spender on makeup. I like spending money on clothes more. Yeah, so because of that, I all my stuff is random. Like anything that you see me put on, don't think like, oh, this must be a good thing to buy. There are definitely things that I've bought that I hate, that I do not like, that was not my color, but you know, I bought it and I have it now. I'm not gonna waste it, so I'm just going to use it. And one of those things is my primer. Okay. Story time. So, how old was I? I was maybe, okay, so as a black girl, we all have challenges with our hair and we all struggle with figuring out what we want to do with our hair, what's easy, taking care of our hair. And I pretty much had the same struggles. Growing up young and with a very like guarded family, especially, with my evil father, everything for us was very natural. Like none of us, my family actually did originally wear makeup. Our hair was never permed. We couldn't do any of that stuff because of my father. He was more like, all natural, and like even he had locks and, side comment. I didn't get it because of him, of course. And so when I was little, I always just wore braids. I either wore braids or I wore like a fro. But then over time, especially after like escaping him, I was able to convince my mother to let me wear extensions. And so that's what I did. So I wore extensions and I loved them. And that's almost like the only thing I wore. And I was never allowed to get a perm, but by the time I turned 15, 16, I forgot. She let me. She let me get a perm, and like I was in love with it, my hair being straight. And the thing is that I always had like a lot of hair on my head, and it was always pretty long. So it always took a lot of work just doing it anyway. But once I got it permed, because I had so much hair when I did get it permed, it was the lady that did my hair, you know, she complained. She charged us a whole lot more. And so it was super expensive. It was like, so I had to re-get perms, you know, for my roots. It was like $70 a month. And I kind of started feeling bad for my mother. Is this the right color? Chestnut? Okay, so I usually wear concealer. And like I do a little bit of foundation, but mainly just concealer. Okay, this is where I'm gonna get close, guys. I really don't like wearing a lot of makeup. So usually when I take it, and then whatever's on it, I actually like scraping it off. Like I can't do a lot. Pretty much until the brush is clean. I scrape it off so it's clean. And then I usually just dot whatever spots I have on my face. I broke out. I also do the corners of my mouth a little. I just do that because I don't really contour, so I kind of just do whatever until there's no more, which there usually isn't because I already wiped a lot off anyway. I'll just, yeah, that's good. Yeah, so I thought like, damn, like this is really expensive, and I kind of felt bad for my mother. Also, I don't use the little sponges. I like precision, so I just use this. So I kind of felt bad for my mother because I'm like, damn, she's spending a lot of money. She already got a lot of kids. And so for a while, I'm like, damn, like what other hairstyles, like should I just stick to extensions? Because I would get like the box braids. And a lot of the time in school, people would tell me like, is that your real hair? So I guess it just looked good enough on me to where people thought that that was actually my real hair. I mean, it did help that I did have a lot of hair. Like I have a lot of hair follicles on my scalp. And that was one of the complaints of the lady that permed my hair, which is why she charged us extra. This is hard. Looking into the camera, this is not a mirror. Let's just say that. So if this comes out looking crazy, you know, hey. Yeah. So I thought, well, like, I really like, should I just stick to that? But then it would literally take 7 hours to get box braids. So I'm like, shit, like, what can I do? And the thing is that because I looked, I guess, so good in box braids, damn, I should have blended that last. Because I looked so good in box braids, people was like, oh, Arish, you should lock your hair because it would kind of give the same look. And the thing is, I did like my hair in box braids. It just took so freaking long to redo. Take out and redo. Oh my God, am I over blending this? It would just take so long to redo. And so I'm like, that is not an option. Like, I can't have that be my like permanent hairstyle. Yeah. So I was like, shit. So people was like, oh, you should get locks. And my family always told me like, oh, I should get locks. You know, I feel like you would look really good because you look good in box braids. And I'm like, damn, but locks is such a permanent look that I couldn't, that scared me. Like, it gave me anxiety. And I'm like, damn, but if I get locks, like, I can't go back. Because my idea of not having locks anymore was cutting it and having short hair, and I'm like, my face ain't built for that. It ain't built for short hair. So that was pretty much out of the question. And I'm like, what if I get locks and I don't like it? Like, I had so much fear around it. And so it just wasn't an option. Like, I just wasn't a locks kind of person. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, no, that's out of the question. So I'm going to have to come up with something else. And like, as I'm trying to think of other stuff, I'm pretty much still getting perms, right? And I'm like, you know what? Let me really consider this. Like, should I just get locks? So I already had a couple family members. So on my grandmother's side, they're like Jamaican. And there was a point that when I was little, I was actually taken away by child services and put in foster care. And I did not like foster care. I was put in foster care, and when I semi got out, I moved with my great grandmother, and she's from Jamaica. So I lived with a very Jamaican family. And I mean like Christian Jamaican, like reading the Bible every day, listening to scriptures, like on tapes, learning different, like, what is it called? Anyway, that's not the point, because now I'm going off on a tangent. Yeah, so being raised with them, all my great grandmother's children, she had children, and their children had children with, you feel me, like Rasta locks, like down to the floor, long, long locks. And I also had younger family members. I really hope this looks good, because a mirror is not a camera. They're not the same thing. And this feels crazy. Yeah, they all had locks. So I just kind of asked them, where do you get it done? How much is it for it to be a retwist, to get retwists? And like, they would tell me, and I'd be like, okay, I'll think about it. And I find out that it only was $35 to get retwists. And I'm like, damn, that's half the price of what my mother does to get my hair permed. And I'm like, damn, does that mean I should, what else do I do? Does that mean that I should get locks? Like, will that save money? But then I'm like, but I really don't want to get locks. Like, what if they don't look good on me? And what if this and what if that? The anxiety was crazy, okay, guys? But what is this? Okay, so this is Fenty matte foundation. This is also one of the things that I bought. Was not in my color, so I put very little on. I usually just, yeah, that's a good amount. Yeah, so I'm like, damn, maybe I should just get locks. Like, maybe I should just say fuck it and get it anyway. So after maybe like another year to year and a half of like trying to figure out, deliberating whether I should get locks or not, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just get them. So I didn't want to go to the same person that some of my family members went to, mainly because how she did it too tight, and I was just really particular about, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I had an interruption. What was I saying? Yeah, so I'm like, damn, okay. So I did my own research. I didn't want to go to the same place because I'm like, yo, their heads be hurting. That's kind of, that's a little too much for me. Again, guys, a camera is not a mirror. I'm like, yeah, that's a little too much for me. So I did my own research. I ended up finding a girl literally down the street. I usually only put foundation to just blend where I put the concealer, because I realized like I'd be looking two-toned, like then some of my skin looks like all, you know, a bunch of pores and the other part doesn't. So I usually do that to just kind of blend. So I'm not a professional. I just like what I like. Anyway, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can't do this. Okay, yeah, so I found a place literally down the street, like literally lived on the same block, 3 blocks down. Like I come out my house, I turn to the right, and I just keep going, and then I hit it. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Like, this is me in high school. I'm like, oh, that's great. So I go to her, find out, yeah, she'll only charge me, I think she charged me to just put my hair in $45, maybe? I mean, this was a long time ago. We're talking about 11 or 12 years ago. Yeah. I feel like I need more, I need more concealer. Yeah, 11 or 12 years ago, she's like, yeah, 45, I can put your hair in. On top of that, my hair was permed. So I'm like, shit. There are people that will do locks, that will put in locks, but they won't do it on permed hair because they're like, your hair is straight. We're not doing that. We would have to knot it and take extra work and blah, blah, blah. But luckily, she was willing to do it. So she did it. I was like, fingers crossed. She did it, and it looked like I had worms coming out of my head. I just went up this, damn, that's too much. That's way too much. So I'm gonna have to put more on this side. And I was like, you know what? It's fine though, because I'm not cutting my hair. Like, I'm not cutting my hair. Like, over my dead body, am I going to be cutting my hair to get locks? So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna just live with these worms. She braided it back, and I had like a puffball of hair left. And I had this ponytail piece that I put in, so I just put in that. And I waited for 6 months. Like, that was my hairstyle for 6 months. It was a ponytail piece. Sorry, now I'm getting into concentrating, especially since, oh, I should have shaped my eyebrows. Oh well. Yeah, and every month or two, I would go to her. She would take the lock braids out, wash it, retwist it, braid it back up, and on would go the ponytail end. And that was just, so I had one hairstyle for 6 months. And all those 6 months, I'm like, please let me not hate my hair. Like, please, because it really did look like worms. And I'm like, please, let it just thicken up. You feel me? Let my natural curl come out through perm, and everything will be fine. So 6 months later, I'm like, you know what? It's been long enough, right? I can't even see. Okay. I'm like, it's been long enough, right? So what should I do next? I should do my eyes. Okay, so I don't do eyeshadow. Which is why I kind of blend to create like a gradient look. Damn, should I even do eyeliner? I usually just do eyeliner and mascara, which is what my mother does. Maybe I got it from her. Where is the eyeliner? We'll just do a little, for shits and giggles. Yeah, so I took it out, and luckily it did. Don't mind that little bump. It's like a sty, and I'm waiting for it to heal. Shit, this is hard. Yeah, so I took it out, and luckily it thickened. My locks thickened, and I'm like, oh my God, they look like real locks. Wow. And now, ooh, that was bad. And now, since I wasn't, doing any kind of chemicals or, hair products in my hair, I'm like, oh, I could dye it. Because, permed hair, I would never dye it. I'm like, I'm not trying to have all my hair fall out. So I'm like, oh, now that I have locks and I'm only going to be putting natural things in it, I could dye it now. Like, this is great. I hope that when I look into the mirror, this doesn't look crazy. I'm like, this is great. I could dye it now. And so long story short, I got lots of saving money. And I'm like, okay. So I wore it out. Like, I could dye it now. I know I said that 3 times already. Shit. It's just about what I want to dye it. Now, in school, like, I'm an introvert. You feel me? I could be home alone all day. Like, it does not matter. And so naturally in school, I was like, I kept to myself. And so I wasn't the type to be like, I want to stick out. Oof, please look fine. To be like, I want to stick out, yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm dyeing it black. That'll be my look. I thought it would be a nice contrast to my features. I'm like, that hurt. This is hard. I'm like, I have really doll like baby face features. No one ever believes my age when I tell them. So I'm like, you know, I feel like the contrast of like it being super dark would be really nice. So I thought, yeah, black. Plus I'm not trying to stick out, so like blonde was the last thing in my head. I'm like, I'm not doing blondes no matter what. Fuck. Okay, so for my eyes, I don't spend a lot of money on makeup, so I usually use the same stuff for everything. Like, I don't have brow gel or anything like that. I do have these little spoolies, though. I don't have brow gel or anything. I just use what I already have to then create something similar. So I'm going to use the eyeliner I just used for my brows. Yeah, I'm like, blonde is not even a thought. I consider like red, but I thought, that's so common. I feel like everybody that dyes their locks dyes it red. And I'm like, and honestly, I just didn't want to stand out at all. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do black. Like, I love black. It's one of my favorite colors. Where the hell did I put it? It's one of my favorite colors, so that's what I'm going to do. And I told my mother, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna dye my hair. You're gonna help me dye my hair. You know, of course, got a box dye. And I'm like, I'll dye it in like a month. So time goes past. So this is what I know. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna dye my hair in a month. This is probably around like Thanksgiving time. So I'm like, okay, I'll dye my hair maybe like around Christmas or something. I don't like dark brows, so I always try and put as little as possible. Please don't fuck this up. Yeah, so I'll dye it around that time. And that was the plan. And then one day, my mother comes to me and she's like, Arrishtk, I just had a dream. I'm like, okay, what was this dream? Oh my god. It's too dark. I don't like it that dark. She goes, I had a dream of the future. And we were all eating dinner. And your hair is, you know, really long. And it's a gold blonde. And I'm like, so? Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, I like this eyebrow, but I don't like this one. It's just too much. I'm like, so what is that supposed to mean for me? She's like, you should dye your hair blonde. And I'm like, she's like, cause I feel like this dream was special. It was like the future. And okay, so I'm gonna tell you why. I mean, obviously you see my hair is blonde. So I'm gonna tell you why I gave in to her. I gave in to her demands. My father was a very spiritual person. He required my mother to read, and the rest of his family, to read multiple religious books, the Bible, the Quran, even necromancy. He had them read like about it and learn about it. He made her do spells, like they meditated regularly. She had a shrine, like she was literally a part of a religion. I don't want to say it wrong, and I really should have confirmed with her before I started this video, but I want to say it's Ifa. And you know, they joined a little group. She became a Ulukun priestess. Like, so my whole life I grew up around meditation and crystals and spell work and Wicca and all that stuff. So naturally I was more open to, why do I feel like I'm now seeing stuff I didn't see before? Naturally I'm more open to those things like destiny and fate and premonitions and this is not going how I want it to go. You know what, maybe I should just say fuck it. Okay. Yeah, I'm open to that stuff. And so because of that, I considered her dream. She was like, this is the future, this is what's gonna happen, you should do it, you should do it. And of course, like I knew at the end of the day, it was up to me. But I'm like, damn, like if she's saying this, and of course I really didn't want to do it. Because I'm like, I don't want to, like, this is the last thing anybody would expect from me. Like, I'm the girl that sits in the back of the class and doesn't say anything to anybody. Like, so now I just come in with bright blonde hair? Like, that'll be crazy. I don't want that kind of attention. So I was really scared. But after, like, but I'm like, but damn, but like, this must be a premonition. If this is gonna happen, I must follow it. Like, if this is my, you know what? Every time I move back, I hate how it looks. I hate my eyebrows this dark. I think it has something to do with my hair. I'm like, but this isn't me. This isn't me. But I'm like, but I need to, like, it's fate, it's a premonition. So I battled with that idea for a while. And then I ended up being like, you know what? She says I should do it, so I'm going to do it. And the bitch was scared. But I thought, you know what? Let me just do what I gotta do. Everything will be okay. I'm gonna just get past the anxiety. Okay, I'm gonna do mascara. Next. Yeah, let me just get past the anxiety. I still feel like my eyebrows are too dark, but whatever. And I'll get through it. And so we bought box dye because we couldn't afford professional coloring. When I do my eye, oh fuck, I need to stop saying that word. I like to do the tips because I have a lot of eyelashes, and so they clump easily. So I usually only like doing the tips. This is kind of not it, guys. So, yeah, after some contemplation, I was like, you know what? Fine, mother. Fine. I'll just follow what you say. And she was really happy. She's like, I know it's gonna look so good on you. And I'm gonna have to wipe that off. Sorry guys, I need silence for a little bit. Yeah, she's like, it's gonna look so good on you, I know it. So we had to get like 3 boxes of dye. Oh shit, hold on. I need powder. Okay, this is also this powder I don't like either. Where's my brush? Yeah, so so we got 3 boxes of dye and we dyed it. And I hated it. Okay, I didn't hate it, but I did not like it either. I used very little powder. Yeah, I did not like it. I'm like, this is too much. Like, it's too much. It's too much. It's too extreme. I just couldn't. It going with my features on my face, like I couldn't get used to it. And my mother was like, oh, just give it some time. You'll get used to it. You're just kind of shocked by how it looks. That's what I forgot. I forgot to wipe out the, okay. You're just a little shocked by how it looks. It's okay. So, by then, my hair was dyed. I had locks in. I mean, I guess I could re-dye it, but it's like, even to do that, I would have to wait. So, there was nothing I could do at that point. I literally, and I had to go to school the next day, and that's what it is. I didn't even wait till the weekend. It was literally like, I came home from school, we dyed my hair, and I had school the next day. And so everybody was really going to be shocked. And I was like, so I went to bed and I woke up and I still didn't like it. But I'm like, I'm here now. And I went to school and everyone looked at me. Everyone. It's not that bad. It's not. I just need, I don't know. I just need a little bit. We're going to try a different colored concealer. Again, we're going to, see, I can't deal with that. Scrape it off. Way too much. Okay. We're going to do very little spots. Like the lightest spots. Because I want it to blend. I just don't think I put enough foundation. Maybe that's why. I just don't like feeling makeup on my face. I like how it makes my face look, but I don't like physically feeling it. Yeah, so everyone looked at me, everyone was shocked. I mean, the people that I knew, like my friends and stuff, oh my god, your hair is blonde. Yeah, please don't say too much because I still don't like it right now. But over time, as time went past, my hair grew. Now my hair is down to my butt. But I guess you can't really see in any of the videos, right? My hair is still my hair is strong. So what first dyeing it didn't like the dye. It was like, no, bitch, like we're refusing to color for you. So at the bottom, there are a lot of like brown spots, but it's kind of like, my hair is like a rainbow of yellow. Let's just say that, or a rainbow of gold. Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, thank you. Oh, it looks so good. Did any of them say it looks good? I don't remember. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna powder my eyebrows to try and lighten them. I did this before, but with eyeshadow. Did I use powder at one point? I don't remember, but we're going to powder my eyebrows. I think it actually did kind of lighten it. A little bit. Yeah. But over time, I fell in love with my hair. And like now thinking about it, 10, 11 years later, it was the best decision I've made. Not say the best decision I've ever made. It's one of the best decisions I've made in my life. And I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. You know, it's like, because I feel like there's so many things going on in life. And you're just like, so much uncertainty. And to have something that it wasn't even my idea, and I was very far from being sure about, like, work out that well. It's like, oh wow, okay, is this working? It's like, oh wow, so I took that leap of faith and I just trusted in it, and it just worked out for me. Like, I end up falling in love with my hair. I wouldn't want it any other way. And then I'm gonna do lips. That's the last thing I do. I don't contour anything. I used to. Maybe if I get a darker shade of foundation or concealer or something, I'll contour. I don't really do blush either. I do it sometimes, but I'm not gonna do it because I'm doing my makeup through a camera. Yeah, one of the best decisions I made. I'm really thankful that I just said fuck it. Let me take this Vaseline off. I'm really thankful I just said fuck it and did it. And I just followed what my mother said. Because if I didn't, then, well, no, I guess I wouldn't have anything to regret, because it's not like I would have known that this is how my hair would come. Well, maybe I would have regretted a little bit, just because, like, she had a dream and stuff about it. Okay, now, the only thing I do for my lips, I have this Fenty lip gloss, and that's it. I don't put lip liner on or anything. Sometimes I do, but I usually don't. I just put this lip gloss on. Anyway, advice for today, advice for the video, moral of the story, whatever you want to call it. If an opportunity comes out of nowhere and your intuition doesn't, I also wipe this off too because I don't like a lot of lip gloss. And your intuition doesn't like go against it, you know, take that leap of faith and just do it. if you feel like the universe is telling you, whether it's a lot of coincidences or a lot of synchronicities surrounding that opportunity, I feel like if the universe is pushing you to do something, just do it. Because I was never even going to lock my hair, let alone dye it blonde. Ooh. And look at me now. Blonde hair, blonde locks, and now I feel like it's kind of a little bit of my signature. Anyway, this is my makeup, my semi-fancy makeup. Maybe I'll do another video of like my more everyday makeup, but this is it. That is my story. Like, comment, and subscribe, or don't. And I'll see you guys in the next video.